Ever found yourself like the king of sabr until someone cuts in front of you in the iftar line, and then it's like, you know, whatever with the patience, and it's all about, Are bhai, line dekho.
Or you plan to wake up for tahajjud, but you miss Fajr altogether. क्या ही कह सकते हैं.
Welcome to Up Next Kya, where we ask the questions that you're already thinking. Why does Ramadan bring out both our best and our hungriest selves? Um, we'll be talking about leadership hacks, about mental health, and today we will be zooming in on Ramadan and on fasting, spiritual reflection, and how does it mix with our mental health. Spoiler alert, it's a journey, not a magic switch.
Right. So Ramadan is a time for reflection and connection, both with Allah and with ourselves. But what happens when the pressure of social expectations, fasting, and the challenges of life weigh us down? Let's break it down. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mayam Ahmed. I'm a mindset and a leadership coach.
And I'm Ali, CEO of Next Level Performance Solutions. And today we're diving into Ramadan and mental health. Because while the month is all about spiritual recharge, sometimes our emotional batteries are so dangerously low on Ruh Afza and Dua energy. So, yeah.
So grab your ruafza, grab your favorite kajur, and get comfy. Bismillah karte hain Ali. So the True Stories segment, and I'm so happy about this segment because this is where we get to get personal and share things that we have gone through. So Ali, one Ramadan, I was trying to juggle with coaching sessions, my Quran goals, preparing iftar for the entire family, and I thought I was doing it all so well. I had a grip on everything, and सब कुछ बिल्कुल सही चल रहा था. Till one day I found myself tearing up in dua, and it wasn't some spiritual ecstasy or anything. It was from sheer exhaustion. And that's when it hit me that this is my wake up call to slow things down.
Yeah, I understand. To be honest, this Ramadan has been quite a whirlwind. It started off well. I was managing my time and I was, setting schedules and it's time for yoga and I'm going to sleep here and I'm going to sleep there. And then, started going, life came full head on. So now it's pretty much, I'm not sure how much I'm sleeping or if I'm sleeping. I promised myself I won't take on clients this month, but my clients obviously needed me. So I've been working pretty much every night now, and that has really messed up my game plan.
I can totally understand and relate to that. And see, here's the thing, Ali. You and I, we both we both had similar routines this Ramadan, and hope I mean I'm sure all the Ramadans in the past couple of years. So see, this is the thing. You can't give your best to others when you're running on empty, and particularly in
Exactly.
Ramadan, because एक तो एक स्पिरिचुअल एनर्जी हमारी वैसी इतनी एलिवेटेड होती है कि हमने लगता है कि जी 2 घंटे भी सो के वी आर गोइंग टू बी जस्ट परफेक्ट, सब कुछ सही हो जाएगा, सारे काम भी हो जाएंगे. बट इट स्टार्ट्स हिटिंग यू आफ्टर अ फ्यू डेज.
Right, exactly. I mean, you can't, I mean, you don't get extra ajr running on empty, Eventually, you're going to burn out, you're going to crash. And uh, I think it's more about pacing yourself and getting ready for the last 10 days. because that's where you're going to need the most energy, because you're going to be up even more, and you're going to still be having to go to work and taking care of the other things that you need to do. So yeah, pace yourself.
सो राइट सो राइट और रमदान में तो खैर जो भी हमारे स्केड्यूल्स हैं हम जिस एनर्जी पे भी अभी चल रहे हैं वी नीड टू वर्क ऑन आवरसेल्व्स एज वेल व्हेन इट कम्स टू रनिंग ऑन एम्प्टी लेकिन अभी 2 दिन पहले की बात है अली आई वाज वर्किंग ऑन अ प्रोजेक्ट दैट इट वाज ड्यू फॉर माय क्लाइंट हैड दिस प्रोजेक्ट दैट आई वाज वर्किंग ऑन और उसकी ड्यू डेट थी एंड जस्ट व्हेन आई वाज सेंडिंग द ईमेल दिस वाज probably 15 minutes before Sehri. So just when I was about to send it, I somehow ended up deleting the file because I was brain dead, zombied out, whatever was going on. And so I ended up deleting that file and Adi band aankhon se I'm writing that email and then the file isn't attaching because the file doesn't exist. And I was like, wow, good job, Mariam. Good job. You need to get some sleep. You need to rest because आगे बड़ी important रहते हैं just like you said आखिरी 10 दिन are the most important. Pura Ramadan is very important, but आखिरी 10 दिन में आपकी कोशिश होती है to make the most, and that's when you need your energy. And so tonight, hopefully, I'm going to go and get some rest.
All right, so Mariam, now we're going to go into the next segment, and it's called Reality Bites, where we break down the myths associated with the topic. So the first myth for Ramadan is, if you're struggling in Ramadan, you're not doing, or you're doing something wrong.
Ali, as much as I hate to, address this myth, ये पता नहीं हम में से कितने लोगों ने ये बातें सुनी होंगी including myself and let's be real, this myth really messes with all of us. If you're feeling low in energy या आप stressed out हैं या आप anxious हैं तो जो सबसे पहली चीज़ सुनने को मिलती है वो ये होता है कि "अरे, तुम्हारा तो ईमान कमज़ोर है, ये पढ़ लो तो ये हो जाएगा, इतनी नफलें पढ़ लो तो वो हो जाएगा, तो ऐसे है तो वैसे है", और घूम फिर के वो बात जो है जैसे हर मसले का हल शादी होता है ऐसी हर चीज़ जो है वो जुड़ जाती है आपकी ज़िंदगी के तमाम मसाइल जो है ईमान की कमज़ोरी से जुड़ जाते हैं। तो ये वाला जो मिथ है ना ये एज ट्रू एज इट इज़ बट आई हैव नेवर रियली लाइक हियरिंग दिस। और देखिए मेंटल हेल्थ की जहाँ तक बात है ना तो मेंटल हेल्थ हमेशा जो है ना वो सिर्फ आपकी स्पिरिचुअलिटी के बारे में नहीं होती, आपकी ज़िंदगी के चैलेंजेस हैं, आपके इमोशंस हैं, आपकी बायोलॉजी है, इतनी ज़िंदगी के इम्तिहान चल रहे होते हैं, दे ऑल अफेक्ट यू। सो गॉड आई हेट दिस myth, that's all I'm gonna say. And hate is a very strong word.
Right, exactly. And the thing is, Mariam, that if you're functioning on 4 hours of sleep, dehydration, filling yourself with junk at all those family dawats that you're heading off to, or corporate dawats, depending on who you are, and then you tell me that you're not stressed. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता रमजान में ना हर चीज़ मैग्नीफाई हो जाती है we have so small segments of time, so everything gets magnified, so the good gets बड़ा का हर चीज़ में आ जाती है, so अच्छी चीज़ों में भी आ जाती है, बुरी में भी आ जाती है, and so you need to step back. You need to see what is my focus during the month, right? And then if your focus is the dawats and the late nights and the eating, well, you're gonna get that. And if your focus is on ibadah, then well, then you need to get some rest because your body has a right on you, right?
Ali, absolutely. बिल्कुल ऐसा ही है. So here are three tips to deal with this. So there are 3 R's for Ramadan and mental health in Ramadan in particular. So number one is rest. You have to prioritize self-care, which means taking naps and uh, you know sleeping early whenever you can, whenever you get a chance. So rest up. Then reflect. Journal on you know what are you feeling? What are your goals? What are you going through? Start journaling it all. And then reconnect. Make space for a one on one time with Allah through dua and not just checklists. ठीक है, तो ये जो तीन चीज़ें हैं, they would really help you dealing with mental health issues, particularly in Ramadan.
Right, exactly. It's not about maximizing productivity and कोई corporate KPIs थोड़ी चल रहा है इधर के भाई, you know, इतने टाइम इतना ये होना चाहिए, इतना ऐसा होना चाहिए, this is the outputs. It's about connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's about mercy, it's about reflection, it's actually about slowing down. Your body is slowing down, your eating is slowing down. Um, and then you're increasing your ibadah to balance that slowing down, right? So you're feeding your inner spirituality, inner soul, right? um, which for a lot of us, I think, see, what you focus on, right, that grows. And and if we're focusing on just um, the food and the, you know, eating out and the meeting people part, it's going to it's going to really mess up your focus, because, well, that's going to grow, right? That's going to grow, but but your ibadah is not going to grow, which is the whole purpose of Ramadan.
All right, Ali, let's get down to the second myth. Another common myth is that Ramadan is only about spiritual discipline and mental health is just a distraction. Seriously, if we ignore our mental health, how on earth can we truly connect with our Creator and even our loved ones?
Right, exactly. And there's that one, right? Fasting equals instant calm and clarity. Well, I mean, fasting does cleanse your body, but if your mind is cluttered with stress, anxiety, distraction from your phone, I've been having that problem lately. You know, I sit down, starting to read Quran after Fajr, and then I'm like, I remember something. I'm like, let me set that reminder there, and then 5 minutes later, I'm checking some random LinkedIn post, or, you know, looking at stats on something. Yeah, so I really need to go see a coach.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
let me know when you would like to talk. All right, so here's how you can deal with this situation. Um, Again, there are good three tips. Plan. So create a balanced Ramadan schedule. And it should include breaks and it should include moments of self reflection. Then reflect. Use moments of solitude for journaling or for practicing mindfulness. And then, most importantly, reach out to connect with your family and friends or people that you're comfortable talking to and share your struggles. Social support is a vital part of mental wellness.
Right. So think of it like this: if your smartphone doesn't get charged, it won't run, and if your mental battery doesn't charge, that whole month is, वो क्या कहते हैं, program तो बढ़ गया. All right. So the next myth is fasting is the cure for all mental health issues. Reality, fasting can enhance clarity for some people, but yeah, mental health requires holistic care. It includes therapy, it includes rest, it includes fasting, it includes diet, um, it includes cutting yourself away from a lot of the things that are creating toxicity, right? So setting your boundaries and doing things like that.
Right. And please, drinking ruafza is not going to fix that burnout. It might make you look like the cool cousin at iftar, but seriously, seeking professional help isn't a lack of faith at all. It's actually a part of self care, which is a amana. ये जो हमारी जिंदगी है हमारी ये एक अमानत है अल्लाह की अमानत है हमारे पास जो हमें उसको उस हाल में रखना है जहाँ पे हम अपने आप we take very good care of ourselves, we do things that are right and good for us, and it's this life that we have. हम ये अक्सर कहते हैं लोगों को, ज़िंदगी एक दफ़ा मिलती है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि कुआं खोदो और उसमें कूद जाओ. इसका मतलब ये, make the most of it. This is an opportunity that you have, and your responsibility is you first. So you have to take care of yourself, you have to do things that are good for you, and it has to be a goal without a plan doesn't really help anybody. So if you have figured out your life goal, then you have to plan things out accordingly, and it should start with self-care, and it should start with mindfulness, and it should start with you prioritizing you.
Right, and it also includes having a few glasses of water. Yeah, I got mine here. So I actually, one thing that I do, I take a whole bottle of water to Taraweeh, and so that's literally the 1.5 liter bottle that I usually take to work. So that's what I'm having during the entire 20 rakat. And the other day, this uncle was like, "Kya pura piyoge?" And I said, "Yes, of course." And he was like, "इतना पानी नहीं पीना चाहिए." I said, "Uncle, ये तो बहुत कम है, ये तो 1.5 liter है. Normally, on a normal day, I drink about 3.5, maybe even 4 liters. So Ramzan में तो then it needs to go to 4.5 liters for me." And बात ये है ना मरियम कि people actually think that you know they're going to go through the entire day, and then वो जो सेहरी and इफ्तारी में बस पी लिया वो पी लिया, right? And maybe a couple of glasses here and there. It's actually about hydrating slowly and steadily. So, for example, today I did not. I woke up very late for a sale, and you know, I literally had 5 minutes to just gulp down the egg that was on the table, and so did not get a chance to drink as much water as I normally would. अब उसमें बात ये है ना कि भाई अगर I've hydrated earlier, so my body can get through the day very easily. So I did not feel that lack of water during the whole day. ठीक है, इफ्तार पे I added a bit more to sort of compensate, and and that's the thing. You have to find that balance. You have to find that momentum with your body.
True, very true. I'm going to follow your lead, and though I do have a water bottle that's full, I just haven't had the chance to drink it. And sounds like I'm at effect more than being at cost, so that's something I need to work on. But I will finish this up in the next 1 hour, hopefully, inshallah. So, Ali, you know that the ये जो myth busting है ना, ये मेरा favorite segment होता है. लेकिन इसके अलावा जो हमारा जो अगला segment है, ये इससे भी ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग होता है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे हमें वो सवाल आते हैं कि these are pre-submitted questions by people, and it is amazing कि ये सवाल जो है ये किस तरह सोचे जाते हैं, and when they come to us, I absolutely love them, and I know that you enjoy them just as much as I do. So let's get to that. Let's go to the questions on Ramadan and mental health.
All right. So I'm going to ask you the first question. Okay. During Ramadan, I feel extra pressure to be perfect in my prayers and daily routines. How do I cope up with the stress without feeling like I'm letting everyone down?
Great question. एक तो हमारा जो है ना फोकस हमेशा perfection की तरफ चला जाता है, but remember that perfection isn't the goal. It is the connection that you have with Allah. And so instead of stressing over every detail, हमें इतनी नफलें पढ़नी है, इतना ये करना है, इतना ये ऐसे करना है, बजाय इसके कि आप इस पूरे इस मसले के अंदर आप अपने आप को इतना इन्वॉल्व हो जाए इसके साथ, आसान तरीका ये कि फोकस कि आप जितना भी कर रहे हैं उसको दिल से करें, उसको नीयत से करें, पूरे ईमान के साथ करें, क्योंकि आपको अल्लाह को राज़ी करना है, राइट? सो फोकस ऑन द कनेक्शन rather than the number of the things that we do. So focus on the spirit of the month, and think of it as a journey of progress. It's not about perfection. It's not about just doing things a certain way कि जो जिस से आपको बचपन से आप सुनते आ रहे हैं और देखते आ रहे हैं लोगों को. Focus on the intention and focus on the progress of the journey of the progress, and not the perfection.
राइट एंड अगर कोई आपको घूरी दे रहा है ना कि ब्रेक क्यों ले रहे हो, जस्ट गिव देम अ नाइस स्माइल एंड से मेंटल रिचार्ज ज़रूरी है. इट्स अबाउट बैलेंस नॉट बर्न आउट. यू नो या.
I've got a question for you, Ali. How do I handle the isolation I sometimes feel during Ramadan, especially when I'm away from family?
ओह, अच्छा सवाल है ये मरीम. देखो, आइसोलेशन can be very hard, especially this whole month is so about connectedness with the community, with the people, about having the fun and frolic इफ्तार के अराउंड जो एक हमारा सेंस ऑफ कनेक्शन बनता है फैमिली के साथ, फिर कम्युनिटी के साथ बनता है व्हेन यू गो आउट एंड praying in the masjid and whatnot, right? So I would say that, like for example, if I'm guessing this is a student or is someone who's working abroad, away from family, what I would advise them to do is, keep in touch with your family, video calls, something like that. And I know sometimes time zones की वजह से बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है, but do that, and then try to find the people around you who you can connect with. And it doesn't really have to be, uh, if someone would say कि यार, I don't have that big a Muslim community around me or something, तो उनके लिए फिर, I mean, either for try to find the community, or even आपके coworkers, आपके दोस्त, आपके fellow students, you can just say कि you can explain to them the concept of Ramadan and breaking the fast, and invite them to join you for a meal. I remember back in the university days, my roommate was fascinated with fruit chart, because I would actually make this. It's funny, never did it in Pakistan. और वहाँ पे एक वो नीड फील होती थी कि यार, आई नीड टू डू दिस. सो आई वुड सिट देयर चॉपिंग, I'm cutting the save and the, whatever fruits there might be, right? There were pretty good fruits there, strawberries and you would mix it up, and then chaat masala on top. And he became so fascinated with the chaat masala that um, he actually asked me if we could make fruit chart for one of his. I think he was taking a sociology class, and they had to bring something as like a show and tell, or whatever, I don't know, right? So he made fruit chart, and they asked. He was German, so they asked him, is this a German dish? He said, no, this is a Pakistani dish. And I'm like, where does that come from, right? He's like, my roommate's Pakistani. So you can bring that sense of community even with people who are non-Muslims, right? Um, the whole point is to connect, right? Connect with Allah, connect with the people around you, connect with yourself. वो बहुत ज़रूरी है मरियम, because if you're not connecting with yourself, uh, अक्सर रमज़ान में हम दुआ कर रहे होते हैं, and we're just making the standard boilerplate kind of template duas जो होती ना. But this is the time where you really get deep in and ask what you really need, what you really desire, and without any holds bar. It's like, uh, someone once told me कि भाई इस तरह ना मांगो जिस तरह तुम अपने आप या अपने आप से मांग रहे हो, इस तरह मांगो जैसे अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला की ज़ात है, who has no limits, who has no bars on the resources, right? तो हम सोचते हैं यार ये मांगो, ये तो बहुत बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया, right? No, मांगो, दिल खोल के मांगो, right? Why not?
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, Before I actually reply to this question, Ali, दो चीज़ें जो बड़े मज़े की हैं. एक तो मुझे आज तक ये समझ में नहीं आया कि हम लोग इतना मिर्च मसाला नमक खाने के आदी लोग हैं, क्या हम फ्रूट्स को भी मिर्च मसाला लगा के खाते हैं. सो इन माई होम what happens for iftar is that they take a bowl out for me before adding the chaat masala. And though I know it might taste great and everything, लेकिन कुछ चीज़ें तो बगैर मिर्च मसाले के खाना शुरू करनी चाहिए हम लोगों को. हमने फलों में भी डालना शुरू कर दिया है. But yeah, so amazing that your German friend was fascinated by chaat masala. That's a very funny story. जहाँ तक बात है सवाल की, तो अली एब्सोल्युटली हमें जो है ना बिल्कुल कनेक्ट करना चाहिए सबके साथ. और दिस मंथ इज़ अबाउट कनेक्शन. लेकिन एक और चीज़ है जो कि बड़ी पावरफुल है, दैट इज़ डू नॉट फॉरगेट द पावर ऑफ दुआ. सो इट्स लाइक सेंडिंग अ टेक्स्ट टू अल्लाह कि दैट रिमाइंड्स यू दैट यू आर नॉट अलोन. और अल्लाह से बात करने की जो बात है ना अभी अली, एब्सोल्युटली अल्लाह से हम मांगते हैं जिस तरह से हम इंसानों से मांगते हैं. हम ये भूल जाते हैं कि हम किस ज़ात से मांग रहे हैं, जिसने पूरी दुनिया बनाई है, पूरी कायनात का वो बनाने वाला है. तो उससे जब आप मांग रहे हैं तो भाई आप दिल खोल के मांगें. और आई हैव ट्रूली डन दैट माई इंटायर लाइफ सेइंग दिस कि भाई मैं कौन सा इंसान से मांग रही हूँ, मैं अल्लाह से मांग रही हूँ. आई विल आस्क फॉर एवरीथिंग दैट आई थिंक ऑफ. And that really it works. It makes you feel good. That is you being instead of journaling in diaries, I would actually just have a chat with Allah. So like, hey buddy, we need to talk. And I would vent out and I would share everything that I had to, and it always felt so good. So the power of dua, let's not forget that, and do connect with others. And this month is about connection.
अच्छा, एक क्वेश्चन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. Why do I get more irritable in Ramadan even though I'm trying to be a better person? मतलब मकसद तो रमज़ान का is to be a better person. तो फिर ये चिड़चिड़ापन कहाँ से आता है रमनीम?
अली, ये इतना प्यारा सवाल है, इतना प्यारा सवाल है क्योंकि हम सब पे ही गुजरी है. हम वी कैन ऑल रिलेट टू इट. और ये ऑन एंड ऑफ तकरीबन सबके साथ ही हो रहा होता है. और इसके पीछे एक बहुत बड़ी वजह है. और वो वजह क्या है कि जब आप व्हेन यू आर फास्टिंग, तो आपके जो कोर्टिसोल लेवल्स है ना वो स्पाइक कर जाते हैं. और स्पेशली अगर आपकी नींद पूरी नहीं हो रही, आप रेस्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं, और आपकी न्यूट्रिशन जो है वो भी सही नहीं है, तो ये तो होगा. ठीक है. सो योर बॉडी इज अंडर स्ट्रेस एंड दैट शोज अप इन योर मूड स्विंग्स. अभी कल परसों की बात है. आई वॉज एक्चुअली reminding myself, patience, Mariam, this is about patience. You need to be more patient and calm. And किसी ने आके कुछ एक ऐसा कह दिया कि वो कोई एक, so I was making lasagna, और उसमें अंदर कोई एक आधी इंग्रेडिएंट जो है वो जो लानी थी वो नहीं आ सकी. तो that's all it took. That is all it took. Then I lost my patience, and then I had to remind myself, what am I doing? So yeah, cortisol levels spiked up, lack of sleep, lack of rest, lack of a lot of things. That's what happens, Ali.
Right. तो मतलब it's not about your ईमान, it's about your insulin. बात ये है ना कि देखो, इफ्तार को बैलेंस करो. ठीक है, आई अंडरस्टैंड कि भैया एवरीथिंग कल्चरली एक सेट हुआ है कि भैया समोसे एंड जलेबी एंड पकौड़े, दीज आर द थिंग्स देयर. फ्रूट चाट, yes, have the fruit chart, it's really good because fruit है, right? Build in protein, um, build in, cut down on the carbs a bit, build in more protein. क्यों प्रोटीन जो है ना एनर्जी को सस्टेन करता है. I'm not a fitness expert or anything, but you can check out so many great videos that are out there on what to eat and what not to eat during Ramadan. But इसमें सबसे बड़ा फैक्टर वही है ना कि हम देखिए, there's nothing wrong with eating. It's just that माइंडफुल ईटिंग होनी चाहिए, सोच समझ के होनी चाहिए. अपना पेट समझ के खाना चाहिए. जैसे यू नो आई पर्सनली आई लीड द मगरिब प्रेयर एट होम, एंड इफ आई हैव हैवी इफ्तार, तो उसके बाद तो मतलब मुझसे तो सही किरत भी नहीं होती. तो I'm very mindful कि at least iftar पे, and dates are such a great source of both protein and carbs, right? It's got excellent minerals and vitamins in it. तो खजूर खाएं, that's the Prophet ﷺ की सुन्नत है. He said, break your fast with खजूर. सो और हम एक खा के छोड़ देते हैं तो तीन चार खा लो, पानी पियो, एंड यू नो दैट्स लिटरली ऑल you need for iftar, to be honest. And then go out, walk a bit, go walk to the masjid if it's easy for you, and namaz padhe, and then come back after a while, eat, or some people just eat after tarawih. So दोनों चीज़ चल सकती है. So I personally need some fuel in me before tarawih.
Absolutely. Ali, अच्छा, this is something that I've been doing for a while without actually, पहले तो खैर इतना उसका नहीं पता था कि इसके क्या क्या benefits हैं, but it was just a practice. Azan hoti hai, I would take a khajur and I would go and pray. And that gap of that 5-7 minutes, तो उसमें ये होता है कि आप बजाय इसके कि जैसे ही रोज़ा खुलता है अजान आपके कानों में पड़ती है और आप टूट पड़ते हैं खाने के ऊपर. सो दिस ब्रेक वुड गिव मी दैट टाइम वेयर आई वुड लाइक यू नो आपको वो एकदम से वो जो क्रेविंग्स थोड़ी सी सबसाइड हो जाती हैं, आप जो नमाज पढ़ कर आते हैं आपको अपना ईमान ताज़ा होता है आपका, और फिर जब आप खाने की टेबल पे आके बैठते हैं तो आप जानवरों की तरह नहीं खाते, आप इंसानों की तरह खाते हैं और सोच समझ के खाते हैं. सो दैट इज़ जस्ट अ लिटिल प्रैक्टिस दैट I've been doing for a while. Or if it's right or not, if you know the if you think that it's not right, do let me know in the comments. And if you think that this is a great thing and it works out, and you know iske piche koi science hai ya koi dini pehlu hai Ali, to do please let me know as well कि ये सही है कि नहीं है, but it works for me. अच्छा Ali, last question for you. All right Ali, so the last question of the show, and this one is again, it hits home. I feel guilty for not doing enough, and particularly in Ramadan. How do I deal with that?
Well, देखो मरियम, बात ये है ना कि ये शैतान का प्ले, इवन दो यू नो शैतान इज चेन्ड अप एंड ऑल दैट, उसकी रीच थोड़ी बहुत चलती है फिर भी. सो दैट गिल्ट इज, सी अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला likes consistency, right? So it's not about just doing big things and burning out. It's about doing small things and keeping them consistent all throughout Ramadan, right? And then continuing them throughout the year also. क्योंकि हम कभी कभार उस फैलेसी में रहते हैं कि बस रमज़ान हो गया, ख़त्म हो गई, राइट? सो हमने रमज़ान को एक ट्रेनिंग ग्राउंड बना के चलना है, एंड देन वी हैव टू, yeah, we have to basically take that and carry it forward. You know, it's like for 1 month you are in this boot camp, no? You know, you're being drilled, and you know you have to do everything in a short time, and do lots of and lots of it. Um and then 11 months कुछ भी नहीं, नहीं ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. So yes, you do drill down and you do increase it, but you make it consistent and you make it something that you can carry forward. So अगर आप यू नो कोई भी नहीं बोल रहा कि यार चार चार कुरान ख़त्म करने हैं एंड यू नो 500 नफलें पढ़नी है दिन की, नहीं ऐसा नहीं है, राइट? दो रकात नफल पढ़े, बट रीड इट विथ द मोस्ट concentration and the most connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, khushu ke saath. That's going to be much better than and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam ki hadith bhi hai na कि the best of deeds are those which are consistent. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves those deeds which are consistent. तो फिर हमने उसी तरह लेके चलना है इसको, नॉट एज कि यार मैं यू नो हमने दूसरों को नहीं देखना, राइट? हम देखते हैं यार उसने ये कर दिया, इसने कर दिया, मेरी बहन इतने पढ़ी, मेरे कज़न ये कर रहा है, वो सामने वाले ने जो है ना 4 कुरान ख़त्म कर लिए. नहीं, डू वॉट यू कैन डू एंड बिल्ड इट अप स्लोली. यू नो वो 1% बेटर वाला कॉन्सेप्ट है ना एटॉमिक हैबिट्स का, जेम्स क्लियर का, यू नो. So build up on that. ठीक है, start up slow, especially if you've not been very consistent before Ramadan. You know, कौन कह रहा है कि भाई पहले दिन ही जो है ना आधा कुरान ख़त्म करना, नहीं करो, right? Build it up slowly, because once you do that, it's going to be more enjoyable for you as well. You're going to get really involved in the process.
Absolutely. Ramadan isn't a checklist. It's not focus on the barakah, not on the burnout. So थोड़ा करें, दिल से करें, कंसिस्टेंटली करें और करते चले जाएं. Eventually, you will get to that level जहाँ पे आप अभी पहुँचना चाह रहे हैं, लेकिन वहाँ तक जाने के लिए you need to take that first step and then, just be consistent. That's the key.
Right. So I think to wrap it all up, Ramadan is about reconnecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with others, with ourselves. And remember कि mental health जो है ना वो उतनी ही इम्पॉर्टेंट है, उतनी ही सेक्रेड है जितना कोई प्रेयर है, बिकॉज योर बॉडी इज एन अमाना एज यू सेड अर्लियर, एंड हमने उस अमानत को वी हैव टू टेक केयर ऑफ इट एंड वी हैव टू ट्रीट इट विद काइंडनेस. So I think in the end of the day, I really liked what you said somewhere in the middle about the 3 hours of Ramadan, right? So rest kare, prioritize your mental health, prioritize your naps and your early bedtimes. Reflect kare on your feelings and on you know how you are connecting with the worship that you're doing, na? How you are actually making that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then reconnect kare, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say reconnect kare, make loads of duas, spend time, talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A lot of time हम ना दुआ बड़ा फॉर्मल सा एक वो होता है, एंड इट हैज़ टू बी वो. समटाइम्स कभी कभार अल्लाह से बातचीत करनी चाहिए, एंड Allah, what's happening, I'm really tired today, don't really feel like reading the Quran. Yeah, so sometimes pouring your heart out like that really helps, because that brings out your inner desires and what you really need. What do you think, Mani?
Ali, I love how you have wrapped it all up, everything that we talked about. और बिल्कुल ऐसी बात है, अगर आप if you're managing the stress of fasting or the day-to-day affairs and chores that you're dealing with, जो भी आपकी responsibilities हैं, know that every struggle is a step towards growth, and embrace the challenges, learn from them, and always give yourself grace. लेकिन एक चीज़ का ध्यान रखें please, while we're all trying to make the most of this month, and I hope that you do, be kind and compassionate to yourself as well. आप जैसे अभी हमने बारह ये बात की है कि you can't really do much when you're running on empty. So make sure कि आप जो औरों के लिए करना चाह रहे हैं वो सबसे पहले आप अपने लिए भी करें, क्योंकि आप जब तक खुद पूरे अपनी एनर्जी के साथ अपने इस रमज़ान का भरपूर फ़ायदा नहीं उठा पाएंगे तो आप किसी और के लिए कुछ क्या कर पाएंगे. So focus on that, do get your rest, do make the most of this month, and just like Ali pointed out अभी थोड़ी देर पहले कि those 3 hours, focus on that. ये महीना is about connection. So don't focus on the numbers, focus on the connection, focus on the intent that you have. And trust me, सबसे जो इंसान, I think Ali, again, this is a personal opinion, लेकिन आपकी जो नीयत होती है और जो आपका we can never be perfect. So we need to get out of this whole perfection, जो जुल्म आप अपने ऊपर करते हैं कि everything has to be perfect, everything has to look perfect, sound perfect. We can never be perfect, but the one thing that we will be judged on is whether we are trying to be better than yesterday. And so consistency की अली ने बात की, consistency लेकर आए अपनी ज़िंदगी में, that would show that you're better than yesterday, and whatever you do today, if it's better than yesterday, then you're doing well. So focus on the barakah and not on the burnout. Again, that's a lesson from the conversation that we have had today. And just जो करें दिल से करें, भरपूर नीयत से करें, अल्लाह जो है वो सब कुछ कबूल करने वाला है. और मेंटल हेल्थ, रमज़ान हो या बाकी के आपके महीने हो, हर महीने में mental health is equally important, and it is something that you should look out for, and it is something you should prioritize. अपनी भी करें और आपके जो इर्द गिर्द हैं उनकी भी मेंटल हेल्थ को प्रायोरिटाइज करें, लेकिन सबसे पहले अपनी मेंटल हेल्थ को प्रायोरिटाइज करें और वो चीज़ें करें जो आपके लिए सही हैं, within the frame of everything that we have been allowed for. तो I hope that you have a very blessed Ramadan, inshallah. And Ali, what more would you like to add to this?
Well, to be honest, Mariam, अब मेरी बैटरी बहुत लो हो रही है, and I think it's time to wrap this up.
Right.
Follow some of the tips that we've been giving people,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, remember that you know, life isn't about being flawless. You know,
True.
if you spill your roza or your thoughts, you know, just just keep it real. You know, just be you, right? Be in the moment, be mindful, stay connected, और हर मोमेंट पे एक सवाल पूछते रहे, अब नेक्स्ट क्या?
Absolutely. Ali, सहरी में क्या खा रहे हो?
शहरी पे पहले उठ तो जाए.
Oh yeah, I had to sleep tonight. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to nap tonight, inshallah. But let's see what Sehri has in store for us. And Ali, पहले चाय तो पी ले घर जाके, क्या ख्याल है? चाय चाय की कमी
Oh,
महसूस हो
no,
रही
no,
है.
I need to add something here. I need to add something here.
Go
15
ahead.
days before Ramadan, I stopped having chai and coffee.
Oh my God, mashallah.
And after iftar, I only have green tea, or even better, some kind of herbal tea. So
Mashallah,
yeah.
ji, mashallah. Mashallah, you can do this. Inshallah, one day I'll get there too. I'm trying. See, this is not about perfection right now, but this is me trying to be better. So one day I'll get there. Ali, lekin abhi isme chai ki shadeed zarurat hai. So I'm gonna go home and grab my cup of chai and go over this video that we've just recorded for you. Until next time, stay mindful, stay connected, and let's make every moment count. Up next, kya?
Thank you for joining. Allah Hafiz. And I'm Ali. I don't know what I am. Hold on. What was I saying?